Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Tiname Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Vicharini Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatharini Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Today, Balram Shakti has some important meeting, so he's not able to take. So we'll directly have Prabhupada Purport reading session today. So here we are seeing the sacrifice performed by Daksha. So till now we have seen how Daksha wanted to perform sacrifice, but somehow he did not invite Lord Shiva. He was envious of him because of some reasons, obvious reasons. And then Sati went to settle the issues, but she could not settle, and she was quite upset because he continued to keep that enemical attitudes towards Lord Shiva. So to teach him a lesson or to make the point very clear to him that how much he is upset. And she also felt that somebody who is offensive like Daksha, she didn't want to maintain any relation with such a personality who is offending great Vaishnava like Lord Shiva. So because of that reason, she decided, okay, let me quit this body so that at least I'll not be connected to this offensive person, and he will also learn one lesson. So, and it happens like that. She quits her body. And even then, Daksha could not, his heart did not change. And when Shiva comes to know that Sati committed suicide in that way, he immediately becomes upset and he sends Virabhadra to kill Daksha and destroy the yajna. And it happens. And then when everything got destroyed, Bhaga, Bhrugu, and Pusha, everybody was punished. And then they all go to Brahma, and Brahma, he also chastises the Devatas for misbehaving with Lord Shiva. And they all go to pacify Lord Shiva, and Brahma pacifies Lord Shiva, and he requests. See, and he gives a reason that, see, already if somebody is committing offenses, they're already like dead only. So what is the use of punishing them? And they are already affected by illusory energy. And because of this illusory energy, they are behaving like this. So better you forgive them and bring Daksha back to life, and you give all these personalities there, uh, whatever beard, mustache, and baga, and everything. So in that way, he tried to pacify Lord Shiva. And Lord Shiva, being very merciful, and he becomes pacified very fast. So he says, okay. And in the end, the loss is for Lord Shiva only, but he's ready to tolerate. That's why he's greatest of all Vaishnavas. He is very quickly forgiven. And we will see how did Lord Shiva behave. And then they all go to, then the Daksha performs his yajna and Lord is pacified. Now, important point here is they all want to perform the yajna because it is a welfare for whole society. It is said that whatever the Atak Pumbi Dvijashreshta Varnashtam Vibhagashah Swanishtitasya Dharmasya Samsiddhir Haritoshnam. All these duties are done for pleasure of Supreme Lord. Swanishtitasya Dharmasya Samsiddhir Haritoshnam. Of course, these people, they are above Varnashrama because they are all demigods and great personalities. Varnashrama is for the people who are living entities, who are humans who are on the earthly planets. But higher planets, they have different set of rules and different dharmas they may be following. We don't know them. But this is for us only. Varnashrama is for us. But ultimately, the purpose is to Haritoshnam, please the Supreme Lord. So that is the main purpose. So here, Daksha, demigods, and all, they want to please the Supreme Lord ultimately. Because once he is pleased, you can achieve whatever you want in this world. You want to be materialist, prosperous, you want to enjoy here, or any of these things. And And definitely, all these personalities who are the demigods, they must be experiencing a very higher degrees of happiness. Otherwise, why they will do any activity? Every living entity is performing any activity, Daksha or the sages and all. They all are trying to gain something higher in their life. And we all have to work on elevation. We have to means we have to be elevated in the ladder of consciousness, higher and higher consciousness. So we want to climb the ladder of evolution. Evolution not in the sense of changing the body, evolution in the sense of changing in consciousness. That should be the purpose. So that's the responsibility of parents also, to help children elevate in their consciousness. Otherwise, Rishabh Devtas, then don't become a mother, father, or husband, and any of these responsibilities. If you are not helping your dependents to elevate in consciousness, so that is the most important service they need to. So here also, they are all working in elevation of consciousness, and that's why they need to do yajna, and they are doing it proper. But somehow, what happened, Daksha? He could not tolerate Lord Shiva because of external behaviors. Unfortunately, Daksha was not able to see the internal qualities of Lord Shiva. He's only seeing external behavior. Oh, he does not wear proper clothes and all these things. He did not stand when I came. So he just went by external things. And that's why he started offending Lord Shiva. But only very great people can see, internal motives and internal qualities. But somehow it didn't work with Daksha. And then now, and important thing is everybody want that the yajna should get completed. Brahma is going all the way to Lord Shiva to make sure that yajna is completed. Because ultimately anything good should happen in this material world is by only the pleasure of Supreme Lord. Otherwise it is not possible. So that's Brahma, everybody knows. And they have to somehow settle this issue and get these things done for the welfare of whole all the living entities in this creation. Now Brahma went all the way, pacified Lord Shiva, says somehow let this yajna happen because it is good for the creation. And then Shiva said, okay, fine. We'll see what did Shiva do. मैत्रे उवाच इत्यज्ञेनानुनीतेन भवेन परितुष्यता अभ्यधायी महाबाहो प्रहस्य श्रूयतामिति. Maitreya said, O mighty armed Vidra, Lord Shiva, being thus pacified by the words of Lord Brahma, spoke as follows in answer to Lord Brahma's request. This is actually very important reply because many people have this question, why did Shiva take revenge? But Lord Shiva says he is not taking revenge. This is what he says, Mahadeva Vacha Nagaham Prajash Bhalanam Varnaye Nanu Chintaye Deva Maya Vibhutanam Dandastatra Dhrato Maya. He says, Lord Shiva said, my dear father Brahma, I do not mind the offenses created by the demigods, because these demigods are childish and less intelligent. I do not take a serious views of their offenses, and I have punished them only in order to right them. You see, this is a very important thing. So many people feel Shiva took revenge. No, no revenge there. And even when Arjuna is fighting or Pandavas are fighting, it is for the pleasure of Lord. Sometimes there is a revengeful attitude, like Bhima is showing revenge. Now, if Krishna tells him not to take revenge, then he will not take. He wants Krishna to fight and the revenge. Both are both the desires are going in parallel. That is for living entities. But when it comes to the great personalities like Lord Shiva, they don't take revenge because all our bodies are created because of Lord Shiva only. He is the control of material nature. And Durga Devi, she gives all the body to us. So then Lord is like father only. Durga, Parvati, Shiva and Parvati are like parents for our body. So why they will take revenge? And Prabhupada said there are two types of punishment. One is that which is one which a conqueror imposes on an enemy, and other is like that of a father imposed on his son. So, like Bhima is taking revenge. That is what Prabhupada is telling. That is one type of punishment. And another type of punishment, why I'm telling example of Pandavas, because normally people take revenge, but I'm telling a devotee taking revenge. Bhima is a devotee, Lord Shiva is a devotee, but there is a difference. Bhima taking revenge is punishing, it is conqueror imposing on enemy, but Lord Shiva, it's not like that. It is like a father. There is a gulf of difference between two kinds of punishment. Lord Shiva is by nature a Vaishnava, a grey old devotee, and his name is in this connection is Asatosh. He is always satisfied. Therefore, he did not become angry as if he were an enemy. He is not inimical to any living entity. Rather, he always wishes the welfare of all. Whenever he chastises a person, it is just like a father's punishment of his son. Lord Shiva is like a father because he never takes seriously any offenses by any living entity, especially the demigods. So his punishment is like a father punishing the son, not enemy punishing a warrior punishing his opponent or enemy like that. This is very important to understand. There is no revenge here. प्रजापते दग्धशीष्णो भवत्यज मुखं शिरः मित्र मैत्रस्य चक्षुषे चक्षुषे क्षेत भागं स्वं बर्हिषो भगः. Lord Shiva continued, since the head of Daksha has already been burnt to ashes, he will have the head of a goat. The demigod known as Bhaga will be able to see his share of sacrifice through the eyes of Mitra. So they can share these facilities. So they have this technology of sharing same eyes. You can both the living entities can do it. Like I am watching, like we are watching a television. So somebody else can come and see, and he can also watch. But only thing is, we all have to watch the same thing. You cannot have any option. So I don't know how this works here. But Baga is having whatever Mitra is seeing. Baga has to just share with him the eyes. They have this technology of sharing. And like we also have shares, what do you say? Um any desk. We have such softwares where what happens is I can operate your laptop sitting at my laptop. So they also have some technologies like that. But these technologies are much settler than us. We don't know how it is working for him, but it is possible. They can have same eyes and he is also seeing. So we may think, Array, it is so much inconvenience for Mitra. He says, Mitra, I didn't do anything. I have to share my things to him. No, no, it may not be because they are all demigods, so they have much better facilities. Pushastu yajamanasya dadbhir jachatu pitabhuk deva prakrita sarvanga yemat ucheshanam dadu. He says that the demigod Pusha will be able to chew only through the teeth of his disciples. And if on alone, he will have to satisfy himself by eating dough made from chickpea flour. But the demigods who have agreed to give me my share of sacrifice will recover from all their injuries. So here, Pusha, this is also we don't know this technology because the disciples cannot give their what do you say remnants to the spiritual master. But there will be some arrangement made. So we'll see what Prabhupada is telling. The demigod Pusha became dependent on his disciples for chewing. Otherwise, he was allowed to swallow only the dough made of chickpea. Thus, his punishment continued. He could not use his teeth for eating, since he had laughed at Lord Shiva, deriding him by showing his teeth. In other words, it was not appropriate for him to have teeth, for he had used them against Lord Shiva. So this is a nice thing. So if you don't use it properly, the the senses or whatever facilities we are giving, what it is meant for, eventually it will be taken away. And that's actually what happens to all of us. Why we get death every time is because we don't use the body which it is meant for. Again, Lord says, Array, you are not using this human body nicely. Take another body. If somebody uses little better human body, Lord again will give, okay, try again. Again human body. And then after some time again we, and how this creation, because it is always, material nature always have the effect of time. So everything is changing, changing, changing. So with that temporary fleeting body, we have to utilize it properly in the service of Lord so that we can attain perfection. We can get out of this immaterial world permanently. But because we don't do it, then we are taken away. We are given some punishment. Again, come to senses. And Lord is always, this material world is full of troubles only. So that we come to our senses, we awaken to the reality, we stop enjoying, we understand that this is not the enjoyment, this is not the love I want, this is not the real success or pleasure, whatever we are trying to derive. It's not actually what I want. So we have to come to our senses eventually. We have to grow in consciousness. Presently, the problem in the society is their consciousness is stuck at a very, very low level. Annamaya, Pranamaya, and Manomaya only. And people, they think that this is actually life. They don't want to take responsibility also. This is very unfortunate situation. People are so hardworking and doing it, but they are not. We may say, Arey, why they are not taking responsibility? They are taking responsibility of such huge, uh, 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 what do you say, uh, corporations. I know huge, huge corporations, and they are taking responsibility of countries. They are taking responsibility of so many people. So many people are responsible. At least at some smaller level, people are taking responsibility of their families. They are not taking responsibility of growing their consciousness. That is a mistake. They are just going with whatever comes on their own accord. They are not going in terms of changing their consciousness. That endeavor is not made. That is why it is said that manda sumanda matayo manda bhagya hupadrata. This is the problem. So here, then what happens? Then the facility that is given to them will be taken away. He said, "Oh, you don't deserve this. You are not utilizing human life for it. You are just living like animal. Better become an animal." So unfortunately, all these people now who are got human body, who got great opportunity, they are going to end up as either they'll continue as human beings or some worst cases they'll become animals also. So how sad situation. You got an opportunity to get out of this and get highest experience of prema. And instead of experiencing prema, we are just stuck up with this lust and entering the cycle. So if it is not appropriate for him to have them, that's what happened. Bahubhyam avino pushno harshtabhyam kritabhavaha bhavantu adar yaschanye bhashtasmrshtur bhrugu bhavet. Those who have had their arms cut off with will have to work with the arms of Ashwini Kumaras. And those whose uh, those whose hands were cut off will have to do their work with the hands of Pusha. The priest will have to act in that manner. As for Bhrugu, he will have the beard from the goat's head. So everybody was given something, but it is compromised only. Bhrugumuni, a great supporter of Daksha, was awarded the beard of a goat's head, which was substituted from the head of Daksha. It appears from the exchange of Daksha's head that the modern scientific theory that the brain substance is the cause of an intelligent work is not valid. No, Prabhupada is taking a different direction only. It's a nice point Prabhupada makes. We'll discuss on this. Nice. The brain substance of Daksha and that of a goat are different, but Daksha still acted like him, even though his head was replaced by that of a goat. The conclusion is that it is the particular consciousness of an individual soul which acts. The brain substance is only an instrument which has nothing to do with the real intelligence. Real intelligence, mind, and consciousness are part of particular individual soul. It will be found in the verses ahead that after Daksha's head was replaced by goat's head, he was as intelligent as he was previously been. So now here the point is we have hardware and software. So we have mobile, and in the mobile we have apps, different apps. So now we have Zoom. That's why you are able to attend the class on Zoom. If you don't have app, we cannot attend. So these apps are like software. Mhm. And the mobile is hardware. So our brain is like hardware. Now we need to have some programmings in it. We need to have different apps, different impressions and all. Now, what scientists they say, na, the neuro cells they generate, according to scientists, every impression, every action we do from the childhood, even in the womb of mother when we come out, all these neural networks are developing, and slowly, slowly, by the age of 15, all the neural networks are completely developed. So every action will create a neural network. But they don't understand that this is only the hardware part. The real part, the neural networks, they will manifest only if the proper software is there. Otherwise, it won't happen only. And that software is our karma, our impressions, or samskaras, we can say. So, the samskaras are actually what is the software. And now Daksha had the same intelligence and all, which is a subtle body, which he continued to have it in spite of the brain of a goat. And that's the reason he was able to perform with same amount of intelligence. And he remembered everything. About Lord Shiva also he remembers. And Sati also he remembers. So brain is only a machine. Like say in our laptop we have all the programming and we can store in the cloud or we can save in the drive. You all may be knowing drive and cloud. Now, when you change the laptop, you can have a different laptop, but then you can download everything, whatever you have in the cloud and or in the drive, right? So similarly, Daksha's information is already stored. This is called where we call as no sphere, or we can call it as uh, adrishta, which actually decides the adrishta where everything is stored, and from there it is transferred to different living entities. It means we get according to our karma. See now I have stored so much. Where it is saved, where the information is stored about my karma and all. So this is some place where from there everything comes for us. Who is recording it? Where it is recorded? So this is all very important to know. This is called adrishta. They say, "Arey, your adrishta is good, bad." That means that karma, what you are getting is like this. So for Daksha also same thing. So it is already stored for him. It did not change. When he got another body, the soul again acquired all the information it had. That's the reason. The brain substance is only an instrument which has nothing to do with real intelligence. Clear? The real intelligence, mind and consciousness. That means manas, buddhi and chitta. Consciousness means chitta. Manas, buddhi and chitta are part of the particular individual soul. So that's why Daksha could do all the things. He prayed very nicely to satisfy Lord Shiva and Lord Vishnu, which is not possible for a god to do. Therefore, it is definitely concluded the brain substance is not the center of intelligence. You see, it is a consciousness of a particular soul. That means the chitta, or we can say the sanskaras. The whole movement of Krishna consciousness to purify the consciousness. Chitta vitt nirodha. Even Yoga Sutras also says, Cheto darpana marjana. Darpana is like a mirror. Marjana means cleaning. Our Chetana, Chitta, or consciousness is like a mirror. We should clean it. Right? It does not matter what kind of brain one has, because if he simply transfers his consciousness from matter to Krishna, his life becomes successful. It is confirmed by Lord Himself in Bhagavad Gita that anyone who takes up Krishna consciousness achieves the highest perfection of life, regardless of whether abominable, whatever abominable condition of life he may have fallen into. Specifically, anyone in Krishna consciousness goes back to Godhead, back home, on living his present material body. So this is also another important thing, that we need to be very clear that what is the responsibility. We just have to work in cleaning our consciousness and consciousness of people around us, our dependent or our superiors. We can help them, like father, mother. They are elder, they may not be devotees, so we should help them in purifying their consciousness. So that is the main job. That's all. And any situation, anybody, they can perform bhakti. No need of separate rules. So that is also very simple. So here, this one point what Prabhupada is trying to tell, we did not talk about the beard of Bhrigu and how did they use the arms and hands. That Prabhupada did not take. Prabhupada took one special thing, that, and so that's why now they do operation and change everything in the body. This logic also you all may be knowing, but I'll just repeat. It will be helpful for your preaching. I can change any part of our body. Lungs can be changed, kidneys changed, liver can be changed, heart can be changed. Even now brain also they are able to change. Okay, everything you are changing. Then what is that common thing in it? You change everything from a body. He had previously X body and you made into Y body. And you ask, you are the same person. This is, I am the same person. Array, nothing is same in this body and that body. What is the common thing? In both the bodies, the consciousness is common thing. And that is the soul, which is common. That's why he is feeling I am same only. So now, Maitreya Uvacha tada sarvani bhutani shrutva midhutmoditam परितुष्टात्मभिस्ताता साधु साधु इत्यपता ब्रुवन्. The great sage Maitreya said, My dear Vidra, all the personalities present were very much satisfied in heart and soul upon hearing the words of Lord Shiva, who is the best among the Benedictors. Prabhupada is writing. In this verse, Lord Shiva is described as Miduchtam Mana, the best of the Benedictors. He is also known as Ashatosh, which indicates that he is very quickly satisfied and very quickly angry. It is said in Bhagavad Gita. Now, this anger and satisfaction is not effect of Rajoguna and Tamoguna. That is also should be clear. It is said in Bhagavad Gita, less intelligent persons go to demigods for material benediction. In this connection, people generally go to Lord Shiva, and because he is always quickly satisfied and gives benediction to his devotees without consideration, he is called Medutsama. Medutsama, or the best of the Benedictors. Materialistic persons are always anxious to get material profit, but they are not serious about spiritual profit. And Prabhupada writes a nice point here. He says, sometime, of course, it so happened that Lord Shiva becomes the best Benedictor in spiritual life also. It is said that once a poor Brahmana, he goes to Lord Shiva, and Lord Shiva advised him to go to Sanatan Goswami, and he goes to Sanatan Goswami, he gets a touchstone, which is kept in the garbage. Brahman was very happy, but then this story Prabhupada explains that, okay, if it is very important, why did you kept it in the dustbin? Then, then the Brahmana says also that Sanatan Goswami then informed, actually, this is not the best benediction, but you are prepared to take the best benediction from me. Brahmana says, yes, yes. Lord Shiva sent me to you for the best benediction. Then Sanatan Goswami says, okay, throw the nearby water and then gives him Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So in that way, Lord Shiva is the best Benedict. And Maitreya says, Tato midvam shamama antarya Sunashriya Sahasrabhihi Bhuyastadeva Yajanam Samidva Vedisho Yayuhu. Thereafter, Bhru, the chief of the great sages, invited Lord Shiva to come to the sacrificial arena. So they all went there, immediately restored everyone. Daksha also came alive there. And then they said, okay, now you please come to the sacrificial area. Thus the demigods, accompanied by the sages, Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma, all went to the place where the great sacrifice was being performed. So it's like a big, huge thing. All these great personalities are traveling in the space and reaching to Daksha's sacrifice. The whole sacrifice arranged by King Daksha has been destroyed by Lord Shiva. Therefore, all the demigods present there, along with Lord Brahma and great sages, specifically requested Lord Shiva to come and revive the sacrificial fire. There is a common phrase, Shiva Hina Yajna. Any sacrifice without the presence of Lord Shiva is baffled. Lord Vishnu is Yajneshwara, Supreme Personality of Godhead. In the matter of sacrifice, yet in each yajna, it is necessary for all demigods headed by Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva to be present. This is also very important. The protocol is followed even the creation also, beginning of creation. If you are inviting big people, the people under them are also invited accordingly. Otherwise, it will not possible. This is they are following the protocol, and here Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva are present. So without them, you cannot satisfy the Lord. So if we want to please Lord means we have to please all the part and parcels also. For us, we may not be able to do such yajnas. That's why what we do only one yajna. That is Sankirtana yajna. We just chant Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So that's the only thing. So विद्याया काष्णेन चत्तद् यद् आहा भगवान् भवः सन्दधौ कस्य कायेन स्वानीयपोष श्रियः. After everything was executed exactly as directed by Lord Shiva, Daksha's body was joined to the head of animal meant to kill in the sacrifice. So, okay, there is a question. Daksha did not get angry or felt offended by receiving goat's head instead of human being. Yes, that you will see in the next verses. What did Daksha feel? Actually, he did not. He gives up his body after this. He don't continue as the goat head. He feels repentant. He feels sad that he lost his daughter. What happens now once you get carried away by certain things? I have seen many cases, even my case also. We, this is very important point. We lose so good relationships. We lose so much in life when we are angry. When we are upset and envious and we are proud, we lose so much. There are the pleasure in this world is so fine, refined, and so subtle. We lose all the subtle things if we are very grossly trying to enjoy this world, becoming envious, competing with others. We will not be able to enjoy. So if I go to meet my friends and all, if I am envious of his achievement and all, I'll not be able to relate. Even this type of problem comes in between brothers and sisters, sisters and sisters, brothers and brothers. Everybody is going through these difficulties because of their anarthas and all these things. They are not able to enjoy the fine relationship. I call my brother. I want to give him. I call my sister. I want to give him. If this is there to serve them, to give them, you will be very happy. Like, no, mother is having the child in the lap and she's playing with mobile. See how unfortunate. She can experience so much pleasure serving the child. She can experience so much pleasure in the relationship with the child, but instead she's playing with the mobile. She's just browsing through the mobile, or just WhatsApp and Instagram and all these reels she's watching. No, this is very unfortunate situation. I feel so sad. Arey, you're having child, so much subtle pleasure is you can experience. You take care of the child, and the happiness of the child will satisfy the heart so much. Instead of satisfying the heart with that pleasure, they're trying to satisfy their mind with all these Instagram reels. This is a problem. And the child also, everything we should connect it to get the pleasure. Like, no, children, they are watching TV and eating. They are not able to relate themselves with the food. That is also a problem. You cannot experience that pleasure. When you see that item, you should relate to the item. Then only you can experience pleasure. You have to, if I am eating some vegetables, some fruits, or some juices, I need to get involved in that. Then I can experience maximum pleasure. Otherwise, it is not possible. We cannot. We cannot experience. We will just be very gross, and then we don't know only anything, and it will not satisfy the heart. That is the main problem. People are so unhappy here because the heart is not satisfied. They have everything, but still unhappy. They have all the gadgets, all the facilities, all the money, everything is there. Still, they're unhappy. Previously, people were not having so much money, but they are satisfied because they were relating to everything. They are relating to the nature, they are relating to the food they are eating, they are able to relate to the people with whom they are staying. But now we don't even relate to people. We don't even feel the pain they are going through because you see so much violence, so much movies and all these things, extreme things. People are becoming insensitive to the other people's suffering. They don't even now children, they are not able to even relate the real pain and the virtual pain or whatever they are seeing in the movies. That's why they are losing so much. So this is a very unfortunate situation. Their brains are already damaged. Their minds are damaged in that way. We have to relate. We have, this is more and more, we should become finer and finer conscious. The highest level of consciousness is Krishna conscious. That's why we say, na, Array, without being conscious, how can you be Krishna conscious? You are not able to relate to the people around. You are not able to see the pain they are going through. How can we relate to Krishna then? Krishna is the finest of all. To experience love of Krishna, which is the finest, we need to experience what is the material pleasure also at one level. So the relationship and all, at one level we should know, okay, this is how it is. Otherwise, directly from animal consciousness, we cannot become Krishna conscious. We will go through all levels of consciousness and at least understand them. So here also, Daksha is suffering because of this. Uh, And Daksha, he is not able to array your daughter. She's crying. She is so much suffering. And it is not touching Daksha's heart. He's not able to feel the pain. He becomes so hard-hearted. This is actually, people are enjoying so much, and that's why they are becoming hard-hearted in this world. They are not able to see the pain of others. And it's just, okay, they are all enjoying, I should also enjoy. You are only competing with them. This is the problem. So Daksha, he comes to his senses. He understand. He actually feels sad that he lost his daughter. He feel pain, but somehow his mentality towards Lord Shiva does not completely change. That is a different situation. But he came to his senses. He feels that pain. Array, I lost my daughter because of my ignorance. I could have just one sorry, or okay, we'll settle the issue. One word would have sufficient. But even that also Daksha could not say. If you'd have said to Sati, okay, okay, we'll settle it later. You just be cool. That was also sufficient. She would have pacified. But he lost it. And we are also losing so much in life in this because of these things. we should be willing to say sorry. We should be willing to forgive. We should be and everybody wants that love and care. Everybody needs that love and care. Everybody needs to be accepted as they are, and everybody needs that people understand them. And then no, even in our family also, we will be able to develop good relationship. And if this relationship we are able to do nicely, then Krishna will give the same relationship in a permanent way, the spiritual world. We should be very, very sensitive and fine and more and more fine. That's how it will work. And we can be very happy in family life if people are able to understand, appreciate, forgive, and accept. All these things need actually. Then what happens? Then our quality of practicing Krishna conscious also will be very refined. It will also improve because we are knowing, okay, what exactly relationship means. Then we'll understand, okay, if I care for the people around me, then I will be able to care for Krishna also. Then I will understand what Krishna wants and I'll start doing what Krishna wants also. First, I should learn to do what people around me also want. So that sensitivity should be there. That is the reason Krishna gave this situation for us. He did not, he gave with a purpose. Why he kept us in a particular situation? Because he wants us to do best in that situation, and then we will try. Then same thing, it is all to become more and more closer to Krishna only. That is the reason we are in a particular situation, not by chance that we are kept in a particular family where nobody cooperates with me or nothing happens according to my desire and everything goes ups and down. Krishna has a purpose. Now why he will keep us in that situation if we don't have a purpose? He wants us to become a better person in this situation, behave best. If devotee of Krishna is in this situation, how he will behave? We should behave like that. And it is not escaping or detachment. It is accepting and serving. That is what we should learn. We cannot escape and run away. We should accept and serve. Anyway, I'm talking so much beyond my realization. I want to do this. That's why I'm speaking. So, uh, and many things we miss, and after so many years, we regret. And I also have so many regrets like this. Maybe I should have just uh, accepted, forgiven, served. Why I'm so immature? Instead of serving, what did I do? So, Shyam Mukund was saying, nowadays in society there are big artificial uh, gardens, but hardly anyone goes there also to be in nature. It is just there, and people are absorbed in mobile. Yeah, even if they go also, they're absorbed in mobile. They are not able to relate. We have to be with any food also. Now you can enjoy food so much if you are consciously eating it. Children nowadays, they are not able to relate. If you see any vegetable, anything, they should feel happy. They don't know what they're eating also. And mothers, they don't want to take that responsibility. And nobody want to take, they have to, if they relate to children, they can help them nicely. Why we are not able to help? Why children are very restless? Actually, I am doing one podcast with one psychologist. I am doing on impatience in children. I want to do it in uh, English, but I decided I will do in local language, whether in Hindi or Telugu. So, because many people can hear, that's the reason. And then I am trying to analyze what are the reasons. As this is one of the thing that mothers, they need to know, become more sensitive and try to get pleasure in a more better pleasure, satisfaction of heart. So anyway, I'm not family mother and children. No, I don't have, but and theoretically, I can tell all the rules. So here, unfortunate for Daksha, he lost so much. And we also lose so much like that in life. So, okay, there is a question. What about working people and professionals? There are so many challenges and difficulties. We are being misunderstood and intentions are taken in a wrong light. Yeah, this is always happens. And we should know that there is something that Krishna is arranging for us to make us detached or to make us more unaffected by the circumstances. See, when we understand ourselves properly and our needs, then we will be able to behave properly. So the main problem why misunderstanding happens is based because of our own lack of we are not able to present ourselves properly. What is my need? Of course, misunderstandings will always happen. Even for Brahma, it happened. Shiva, it is happening, and even great acharyas and Prabhupada, everybody is misunderstood. But still, we should be unaffected. Then that will help us also, and that will help others also. Here, Lord Shiva is also misunderstood. So what happened? Shiva lost his wife, but still he was unaffected. So that's the only thing. This is one of the lessons we can learn from this pastime. Even great personalities like Lord Shiva is misunderstood. What can he do? He is such a compassionate person. He is misunderstood by not anybody else, his own son-in-law, and it went to such an extent. Sorry, his father-in-law. It went such an extent that he has to lose his wife. So, yeah, but still, we have to morning if we are chanting nicely and hearing, and even if we are misunderstood also, we try to be sensitive. We try to again try to rectify as much as possible. We try to help them understand that this is our intention. But even if it does not happen, then if this is what Krishna wants, we can still be happy. So whatever is the consequences, we have to accept. But when it comes to family members, na, we have to try to see as much as possible, try to clarify. Best way to overcome this misunderstanding is to clarify and communicate nicely. That is the only thing. Communication is best, and not justification, but clarification. And another thing is communication. Properly communicate. Say if somebody, uh, the best way is non-violent communications also. So that is a proper way to do it. What happens is we communicate in a wrong way. Maybe some days we have to take discussion on non-violent communication, but I'll tell 1 2 steps to you. This is every time you can apply also. Every time, don't tell what other person is doing wrong or right. We only have to tell what I am going through. That is the best way to communicate. So then the other person will never get offended and misunderstand. Say now I will give one example. Say now I have one devotee who there are devotees who assist me. He does cooking. Now he added so much salt. Now what is the best way of communicating non-violent communication is we just have to go and tell, oh Prabhu, I eat less salt. Now instead of telling you have added more salt, if you added more salt is violent communication, you are telling you are wrong. But instead of telling you are wrong, I am telling that I take less. That means what he will think, oh, I did right only, but Prabhuji takes less, so I'll put less. So this is how you communicate. I'm just giving one example. So instead of telling what is the other person, you just try to tell what you are going through. He said, your behavior, I am going through so much pain because of this behavior. You didn't tell you did wrong. You are only telling I am going through pain. So this is the way to communicate. I don't know the scenario. I'm just guessing something and I'm trying to give an answer to it. That maybe we communicate in a non-violent way, it will work. And every time it works. For everyone it works. Non-violent communication is the best way. You only tell what you are going through. Don't tell that person did wrong. Array, you behaved in a particular way. I am feeling sad. I am feeling disappointed. I am feeling upset like that. Hope I answered. I don't know. So here, what I wanted to make a point is we lose so much because we are not sensitive. We are not able to relate to people. We are losing so much in life. That much I can tell. From childhood onwards, now if you calculate, so many things we lost. We could have done in a better way. And now also it's no late. Now also we can start to relate to people properly, communicate, understand, accept, and we can have a better life. And when the animal's head was fixed on on the body of King Daksha, Daksha was immediately brought to consciousness, and as he awakened from sleep, the king saw Lord Shiva standing before him. So, no, Prabhupada is the example given here is that Daksha got up as if he were awakened from deep sleep. Anybody has questions on this topic which we discussed? I'm going to change the topic now. We can discuss if you're okay then. Uh, yes, Mataji. Prem Latika.
Yes. Hari Krishna, Prabhuji, understand.
Then,
Prabhuji, as you said that we have to give consciousness as a parent when we have taken the new responsibility. Uh, we have accepted the relationships that it is our responsibility to make them aware of consciousness, right?
yeah,
So, Prabhuji, but already they are coming with their baggages.
yeah,
And nowadays, everybody just want to enjoy this material world.
yeah,
No one is very less caring about this is good or this is bad. See, as a mother, when I'm going to tell anything to my child, recently he told me, Mama, what you are teaching me, I don't think that any mother teaches to their sons because whatever boys and girls I'm seeing in my college, they are like nowhere whatever you have taught me. So it becomes very difficult because we can't keep our children at home. We have to send in this material world to the colleges. Then how should they maintain their consciousness? Because they also feel that we are getting bombarded, others are enjoying, we are getting bombarded. So it becomes very difficult to handle the situation. Probably. I need your guidance in this.
yeah. See, uh, there is a big topic, but I'll just tell few principles which are universal, which is helpful for everyone. See, presently, the training of the child should go on when he is in the womb only. Now he came to the college, so now you have to change certain things. But the training, actual training goes on when the child is in the womb till the age of 6. That is the time the maximum training happens. And after that, we just have to accept. And then there is some little training that can be done till the age of 13. After that, no training is possible. You have to deal with your child as a friend only. You can give only suggestions and advice, only suggestions and some recommendations. He will have to make a choice. But what you can do is always support him, accept him, and try to discuss with him. So this is how you can relate to him. Don't give any advices. You only discuss with him, and you spend time, discuss, and try to accept him whatever he is, and try to understand, because his brain is also changing, his mind is also constantly changing because of the situations. And what happens if you support your your child like that, and in future he knows that my mother is always with me, and he always want to see what happens now. We should become relevant for our children. That is the most important thing. If and relevant and important person. So if you are becoming
Hmm.
relevant and important, then they always want to come to you again and again, and there is always a desire to please you. So that should happen for the child. So generally, the parents know they are not relevant, and then they are not the main person in their life. We have to become the main person. So you give a quality time, even little time also. It should be quality time. They should feel relevant. Children has these things that, of course, now he is they are grown up, they are in college, but you accept him and say that okay, I'm always there. But you see, these are the principles. It may help you, and he will make a choice. So initially he may generally, children have the youth, they have this tendency, they always want to experiment, they want to try new things. So they want to see both sides of the world. Some children, they will just listen and understand, and they will not go in that direction. But some children, they want to see that side of the world also, try some things and come out, and then they will compare, okay, this is like this and my parents are like this. So then they will make a choice. I think this side is good. So then they will make a choice like that. So you have to give that freedom, acceptance, and it will definitely work if you accept him. They don't, if they feel
Yeah.
that you don't accept and you're always correcting, you didn't like it, then they will say,
No,
okay.
no, no. No, this principle I like very much. Accept as they, everyone as they are, and just serve them. So this is the best principle, Prabhuji, which will help. Until now, it has helped me a lot, and it will help me in future also. But the situation in the outside world is very horrifying. No one is aware of consciousness. Word is not there in anyone's dictionary. It's very difficult situation outside.
Mataji, one thing is, if you can give so much care and love, then that satisfies the heart. So even if they get something outside, more mental pleasures also, eventually they understand that this is not satisfying the heart. So
Ye-
satisfaction of heart should come at home. So you should cook nicely, offer bhoga
Yes,
nicely to the Lord.
yes, Prabhu. That
Prasadam,
what my, yes, that what my counselor has suggested. I'm practicing since last 5 years, and we have a good relationship. We have very good relationship. My only concern is what will happen about the consciousness, because students
consciousness
go
is so
outside.
much related to food, Mataji. So if food is very nice, you make sure that you are giving very clean food, as much as possible. He is eating
Mhm,
prasadam from your hands. The
mhm.
consciousness, even if he goes here and there also, he will come back. He or she, whoever. So it is very much possible. So most of the consciousness is mostly connected to food. So that
Yes,
is
yes.
one where you can work and very hard as best as possible, and
Mhm.
everything will be taken.
Thank you.
Yeah, children is a big topic. And there are certain principles, they are very helpful. Maybe some other time we can take, I will take some things from this purport. So here Prabhupada is giving very nice point. We will take this one thing. The example given here is that Daksha got up as if he were awakened from deep sleep. In Sanskrit, this is called Supta Ivota, Ivotashtu. The meaning is that after man awakens from sleep, he immediately remembers all duties which he must execute. Daksha was killed and his head was taken away and burned to ashes. His body was lying dead, but by the grace of Lord Shiva, as soon as the head of the goat was joined to the body, Daksha came back to consciousness again. This indicates that consciousness is also individual. Daksha actually took another body when he took on the head of a goat, but because consciousness is individual, his consciousness remained the same, although his body condition changed. Thus, bodily construction has nothing to do with the development of consciousness. You see, this is the point. Consciousness is carried with the transmigration of soul. There are many instances of this in Vedic history, such as the case of Maharaj Bharata. After quitting his body as a king, Maharaj Bharata was transferred. So, what Prabhupada is telling that body is separate, consciousness is separate. Your consciousness can enter into another body and you can continue to have the same consciousness. So, this is actually what happened to Daksha also. His consciousness was there. Again, it got into the same body and he continued to behave like Daksha, even with the goat, with the head of a goat. So here Bharat Maharaj was also same thing. So he's transferred the consciousness transfer. In spite of his having the body of a deer, however, his consciousness is as good as it was in the body of King Bharata. The arrangement by the Lord is so nice that if a person's consciousness is turned to Krishna conscious, there is no doubt that in next life he will be a great devotee of Krishna, even if he's offered a different type of body. So we can carry our consciousness from one body to. So what will be in my next birth is very simple to know. What will be next birth? Yeah, whatever you have the consciousness, that is actually what is your next birth. So it is just proportionate to consciousness only. That's all. We need not make any separate research. Like I am in this consciousness. So now I am not a conscious of that is prema for Krishna. So where is the chance that I'll go to Goloka? Not possible only. I need to have the consciousness of a person from the spiritual world. Then only I can enter. Not that, oh, I chanted. No, it will not happen. Prema is compulsory to go to spiritual world. So many like devotees also, if they leave their body and all, unless they have achieved prema, they cannot come. They will only get another chance to continue practicing. That's all Prabhupada is telling here. So that the arrangement of Lord is so nice that if a person's consciousness is turned into Krishna conscious, there's no doubt that in next life he will be a great devotee of Krishna. So even if he's offered a different body, so we continue to remain devotees of Krishna as long as we get till we get the prema in us. So at least what should be the target for this lifetime is we should come to the stage of Nishta. Then what happens? The next stages after next birth will be better easy. We are struggling so much with our anarthas. So the anarthas are almost nil. So we can directly next life we can be born and take sannyas happy. Nishta is the stage where we can take sannyas. So if you get body like that, then sannyas, no family, business and all these troubles and all can be overcome in just from the birth only you are a sannyasi. Such a nice proposition, right? So this is actually the point. That's what we have to strive for. So what will be my next birth is very simple. No need of any speculation. I know what I'm going to be. I'll be in the same. Actually, this is what I, before coming Krishna conscious only, I had this understanding. I was so unhappy when I was working in a corporate office. It was so miserable. I worked only for 5 months, but I was so miserable working there, going every day to office and working with the software, whatever, some software job. So then I was thinking, I don't want this life. I was thinking if I commit suicide and die, then I thought, oh, I cannot escape only because next life I'll be in the same situation. This is my karma. I have to go through this. Then I decided I should change my karma. Then two ways of changing karma. One is serving Krishna. One is serving the humanity. I thought I'll go and join Mother Teresa's movement so that I'll do service to humanity. I'll get good karma. Next life I'll enjoy. That was my idea. And somehow Krishna arranged it. I got a book of Prabhupada and I said, okay, now let me serve Krishna. So I ended up here. So the point is that we cannot change our situations. You are like this, next life you will continue like that only. We have to work on consciousness. Consciousness changed until I get prema. So this is actually one important thing. The creation, the the geographical arrangement of the creation is made in such a way is based on consciousness. The position of the planetary systems and all these things is based on consciousness. We have earthly consciousness, that's why we are on earth. If you develop the boundaries are consciousness boundaries, not just some physical boundaries. They are boundaries of consciousness. If I develop the consciousness of demigods, I can enter into heavenly planets. That's all. If my conscience degraded, then I'll go to lower planetary system. So its position in this, the boundaries of this creation are very fixed. But that fixed boundaries are consciousness boundaries. We cannot. That's why people try to go to moon. They cannot enter into moon. What they see is some dust and stones and all because their consciousness is like that. So they don't have the access of real moon. They may be entering, but they are entering into somewhere which is of that consciousness. They cannot enter into the moon because they're higher consciousness. So that's why Prabhupada wrote, each is journey to other planets. Change your consciousness, go there. Like that. So at that time, when Daksha saw Lord Shiva, who rides upon a bull, his heart, which was polluted by envy of Lord Shiva, was immediately cleansed, just as water in lake is cleansed by autumn rains. So here it is said that here in an example why Lord Shiva is called auspicious. If anyone sees Lord Shiva with devotion and reverence, his heart is immediately cleansed. Think Daksha was polluted by envy of Lord Shiva. And yet, by seeing him with a little love and devotion, his heart immediately becomes cleansed. In the rainy season, the reservoirs of water becomes dirty and muddy. But as soon as the atom rain comes, all the water immediately becomes clean and transparent. Similarly, although Daksha's heart was impure because of his having slandered Lord Shiva, for which he was severely punished, Daksha now came to consciousness, and just by seeing Lord Shiva with veneration and respect, he became immediately purified. So here actually is most important thing, that he gained his consciousness. He came to a higher consciousness. So once our envy is clean, our hatred is clean, we forgive people, we can also see the world in a different way. So world is what is a reflection of our consciousness only. Based on my consciousness, that's how I am seeing the world. If you are seeing the world as a good place, that means your consciousness is good. If it is bad place, that means our consciousness is bad. That's all. So we have to Vishwam Purna Sukhayate. It is for a pure devotee, Vishwam Purna Sukhayate. So Daksha changed his consciousness. This is why these lessons are given, why these past tense are given. It has a purpose in Bhagavatam. Everything is bringing us to change our consciousness, how envy is blocking us, how hatred is blocking us to come closer to Krishna. All these past tense are meant for that. Slowly, slowly we have to cleanse and come, and then we'll reach the 10th canto of Bhagavatam, where Krishna's past tense are given. So King Daksha wanted to offer praise to Lord Shiva, but as he remembered the ill-fated death of his daughter Sati, his eyes filled with tears and in bewilderment, his voice choked up and he could not say anything. So immediately he could understand that I lost my daughter. You see, he in front of his eyes, the daughter is dying, he could not understand. But when he came to consciousness, he started crying. And that's actually what happens to all of us. We will feel, oh Krishna, why I did not serve you whole life. We also start crying, what did I do with my life? You are so loving, so caring. I left you and I am serving my senses and mind. And when Bhaktivinoda Thakur is offering such prayers, you may feel, oh, why he's doing? We'll also feel like that one day. Amara Jivan Sada Paperata Nahiko Punyera Lesha Parera Udvega Diyachi Ye Kota Diyachi Jivera Klesha. So we'll also feel Amara Jiva Sada Paperata. So this is actually what happened to Daksha. And now he will offer praise. At that time, Daksha, afflicted by love and affection, was very much awakened to his real senses. With great endeavor, he pacified his mind, choked his feelings, and with pure consciousness began to offer praise to Lord Shiva. So, thank you all very much. Any questions, comments? Okay, will indeed. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, हरे कृष्ण।